In the name of Allah, the Rahman and the Rahim, dear students and viewers, welcome you all in today's lecture. Let's study in today's lecture The Crow Eaters, a novel by Bapsi Sidhwa. Firstly, about the novelist Bapsi Sidhwa, as she is considered a powerful feminist writer or novelist. Why? Because Bapsi Sidhwa has been a keen observer of the society and its role in managing the women. It implies that she keenly observed the society and she documented the role of the society in treating the women of that very time. She gives of the entire clear picture scheme under which men succeeded in exercising their control over women, like how women were treated by the men in that very time, okay, in 20th century. The first and foremost preference of man has been to limit the areas of exposures for a women. So, therefore, restriction within the four walls of the house, okay, she is restricted in the four walls of the house. Within this limitation, she is assigned multitude of responsibilities that mars her ability to observe, to comprehend, or to object or fight. Okay, like women are given many responsibilities to fulfill. That's why they are not free to think freely, or to observe or comprehend the world. Okay, they are having no free will in their decisions. On a number of occasions, a woman is placed in situations when she sees herself face to face the dual principles of the society. So these all features of the society of that very time and aspects of the society are documented, are presented by the novelist Bapsi Sidhwa. So upon these features, she is considered a powerful feminist writer or novelist. Okay. Now, The Crow Eaters. This novel was firstly published or written in 1978. It's a comic and debut novel, a first novel by the writer by the Bapsi Sidhwa. It's about the Parsi family. Okay, it revolves or narrated the story of the Parsi family. The novel opens with the death of the family patriarch, businessman Faridun Jangalwala, one of the major characters of the novel, Faridun Jangalwala. Bapsi Sidhwa's presentation of the women in The Crow Eaters is a conscious effort to give a picture that could awaken the thought and give a scope to analyze the muddle that women are ensnared into, that so it can serve as an active agent and work for the betterment of women. Like, she took very conscious effort to picture the level, the treatment with the women, the role of the women in the society, and how to realize or how to give them free will in their decision alongside with their responsibilities. On one side, society has given many responsibilities. On the other side, they are not free. So with their responsibilities, they must be given freedom of expression in decision making. Okay, so these all features are documented by the writer, by the novelist Bapsi Sidhwa in her novel The Crow Eaters. As she writes, I have been able to address my larger concerns in my writing, concerns that engage my compassion and my sense of justice. Like, she is very devoted to write about the women, to write about the role of the women, to write about the freedom of the women, okay? Because she is a feminist and she can understand very well the role of the women in the society. Now, characters in the crow eaters. In the crow eaters, Putli is one of the major characters, which is portrayed by Bapsi Sidhwa in a traditional role, but it does not suggest that she educates patriarchal ideology. The first women uh, character taken for this study partly is like a traditional housewife with a philosophy that it is her relationship with her husband, children, relatives that can make her complete and happy. Like Bapsi Sidhwa represented the role of the women, okay, that how they behave with their children, with their husbands, yes, with their other relatives in the society, and how they are treated by them, like by their husbands and by their relatives. They treated them not like alike, okay. As Sidhwa writes, Potli was content, Potli was happy. She fulfilled herself in housework and in the care of her children and husband. Blissful in her knowledge, she would, over the years, produce 7 children. From the joyous climax of conception to the delivery, Potli would enjoy it all. Like in that very society, right now in present world, we are having the same attitude towards women. Like they are just for the housework, they are just for the caring of the children, and they are like nothing else they are given, just these responsibilities to be fulfilled by them alone. Potli is always seen full of energy, and it is impossible for her to think of anything else than the role she is in, a wife and a mother. Yes, like she is not free to think about other things. She is just thinking about the care of the husband and the children, how to treat with them or how to deal with them. This is the only job of that very character, Potli, and it's very true in our society. Sorry to say. Despite the entire family of the servants in line for her, she prefers to cook and serve her husband and sons herself. She remarkably administered the deputies within the house, and whenever required, she takes the charge of the house and its members. Like she is wholly, solely responsible for all the chores, for all the works in house to maintain. Now, patriarchy's key institution. Sidhwa makes a point that the key institution of the patriarchy is the family, through which it affects control and conformity. Whenever trouble or a deviation is observed, man tends to make women like blaming for the entire crisis. Whenever something unsudden, like unsudden situation takes place, okay, so women will be responsible for that very action. Like there are references, Freddy Faridun Jangalwala does the same when he tends to blame Putli for being responsible for the condition of their son Yazid, yes, another character Yazidi, who had turned into a poet. Like he simply puts the blame onto Putli, saying it's your entire fault, really. Like this was the response of the main character, okay. This was the like the attitude towards women by the men. Like whenever something like unsudden situation came, or like something unnatural, or something like when something disturbed the men, so women were responsible for these all things. And now it's true that we are blaming the family members, the others, like especially the women, are blamed for such actions. So, in this story, the crow eaters, the story of the novel, the plot of the novel revolves around the family matters, revolves around the Parsi family relationship, how they are behaving with other characters, with the men and women relationship. These all things are represented by the novelist in that novel, The Crow Eaters. So, thanks for watching, dear students, and like and comment.